Recording. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrutyam Naram Chaiva Narottamam. Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Bhagavate Uttama Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 8, Chapter 21, Bali Maharaj arrested by the Lord. From the text 18. Text 18. When Bali Maharaj saw that his own soldiers were being killed by the associates of Lord Vishnu, he remembered the curse of Sukracharya, a forbade his soldiers to continuing fighting. Text 19. O Viprachit, O Rahu, O Nimi, please hear my words. Don't fight. Stop immediately, for the present time is not in our favor. Text 20th. O Daityas, by human efforts, no one can supersede the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who can bring the happiness and distress to all the living entities. Text 21. The supreme time factor, which represents the supreme person, was previously in our favor and not in the favor of the demigods. But now that the same time factor is against us, representation of the supreme personality of Godhead by the material power, by the console of the minister, by the intelligence and by diplomacy, by the fortress, by the mystic mantra, by the drug, by the herbs, or by any other means. Text 23. Previously, by empowered by the providence, by the defeated a great number of such followers of Lord Vishnu. But today, those same followers having defeated us, are roaring in the jubilation like lions. Text 24. Unless providence is in our favor, we shall not be able to gain victory. Therefore, we must wait for that favorable time when uh, our defeating them will be possible. Text 25. Sukadev Goswami continued, O king, in accordance with the order of their master, Bali Maharaj, all the chiefs of the demons and the Daityas entered the lower regions of the universe, to which they were driven by the soldiers of Vishnu. Text 26. Thereafter, on the day of Soma Pana, after the sacrifice was finished, Garuda, the king of the words, understanding the desire of his master, arrested Bali Maharaj with the ropes of the Varuna. Text 27. When Bali Maharaj was thus arrested by the Lord Vishnu, who is the most powerful, there was a great roar of the lamentation in all the directions, throughout the upper and the lower planetary system of the universe. Text 28. O King, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Vamana Deva, then spoke to the Bali Maharaj, the most liberal and the celebrated personality whom he had arrested with the ropes of Varuna. Bali Maharaj had lost all the bodily luster, but he was nonetheless fixed in his determination. Text 29. O king of the demons, you have promised to give me the 3 steps of land, but I have occupied the entire universe with 2 steps. Now think about where I should put my third. Text 30th. As far as the sun and the moon shine with the stars, and as far as the clouds pour rain All the land throughout the universe is in your possession. Text 31. Of these positions, with one step I have occupied poor Loka, and with my body I have occupied the entire sky and all the directions. And in your presence, with my second step, I have occupied the upper planetary system. Text 32. Because you have been unable to give charity according to your promise, the rule is that you should go down to live in the hellish planets. Therefore, the accordance with the order of Sukracharya, your spiritual master, now go down and live there. Text 33. far, far from being elevated to the heavenly planets or fulfilling one's desire. One who does not properly give a beggar what he had promised fall down to the hellish condition of life. Text 34. Being falsely proud of your position, you promised to give me land, but you could not fulfill your promise. Therefore, because your promise was false, you must live for a few years in the hellish life. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of 8th Canto, chapter 16 of Srimad Bhagavatam entitled Bali Maharaj arrested by the Lord. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving this opportunity. Hare Krishna Kirtan Das Prabhuji, please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Radharani Mataji for reading the translation today. Am I audible, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji, you're audible.
Let me share my screen quickly. Is my screen visible?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Let me offer my prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashyat Deshitarine जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैता गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे हरे मुकुं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयत्किरि यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम् Hare Krishna. Thank you, Sananand Prabhuji, for providing me this opportunity to purify my tongue. And today is very auspicious day. Today is Parivartani Ekadashi, and tomorrow is a Vaman Day's appearance day. So it's very auspicious day for rectify our all the sins what we have done if we take our you know fast the whole day, and then today is the day when uh, Bali Maharaj installed the Vigraha of Vaman Dev in his kingdom in the Patal Lok. So, yeah, so as per our topic, like Bali Maharaj, we are discussing the pastime of Bali Maharaj and glorification of Bali Maharaj by Lord Vaman Dev. So, today and tomorrow are two very auspicious days, and which are connected to this topic. So let's take a quick recap what we have heard so far. So Bali Maharaj, as of now, what we heard, Bali Maharaj, as you know, all he's a grandson of the Prahlad Maharaj, and he was performing a great sacrifice, and and then he, won all the three planet, and Indra and all the demigod has to vacate their places, because the providence was not favoring them at that time. And then they went to pray to the Brahmaji, and then they went to go to the Lord Vishnu for prayers. And then dwarf incarnation of the Lord Vaman appear, and then he requested for a three-step of land, and Bali Maharaj agreed to give him the as a charity three-step of land. And even though Shukracharya, his teacher, was saying, "Don't give the land because this Brahman boy is nothing, no one else than the Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. He is disguised form. He's in disguised form. You should not obey his. You should not follow your promise. You should not give him the land." But Bali Maharaj understood, because everything belongs to Krishna, because he's a pure devotee of the Lord. Then he did not hesitate, and he did not obey the order of his guru. And then his guru cursed him, like Shukracharya cursed him, that you will lose all the opulence, you're not hearing me out. Despite the curse, we have seen like how Bali Maharaj was steady-minded, and he was truthfulness, and he fulfilled his promise. He kept his promise alive, and he agreed to offer the land to the Lord Vaman. And then, as soon as Vamandev, when he agreed, Vamandev, expanded himself, and he showed his universal form. And we heard in the previous lecture with the previous speaker how Vamandev expanded his body, and within 2 steps, he covered all the three planetary system, and then up to Satyaloka, and then he pierced the covering of the universe, and then the Mother Ganges came into this universe, and then there was no space left for his third step. And then all the demigod, everyone started celebrating. Brahma, Marichi, different sages, they start offering the prayers. And then Lord Vamandev took up his original form as a dwarf. And then they started, offering the prayers and chanting with jubilation. And then followers of Bali Maharaj were observing all this incident, and they thought, they started accusing the Vamandev, like he cheated my master. He come as a disguised form as a Brahmana, and then he took away everything from my master. So these demons, who are the follower of the Bali Maharaj, out of anger, they started attacking the Lord Vamandev. And even though Bali Maharaj was warning them not to fight, because he understand he's a supreme personality of Godhead. How can my demons or myself can fight with the Lord? And but demon rushed towards the attack Vamandev. But Bali was not agree with this. And then Lord associates were also present, like Nanda, Sunanda, Jaya, Vijay, all those were present, and they smiled with the action what their follower were taking. And then because their power was compared as a 10,000 elephant, compared with a 10,000 elephant, and then they start, finishing all these, they killing these demons. And then from today's verse, when we start text 18 to 24, we'll try to cover everything together, because these verses talk about the providence and time factor, how providence and time factor is important in everyone's life. So now in text 18 to 24, Bali Maharaj, after seeing that his soldiers are dying, and they're losing against the Lord associate, and they are killing his followers. So instead of pushing hard on them, oh, you just go and kill them. No, what Bali Maharaj did, Bali Maharaj stopped them and said, do not fight. This is not our time. The providence is not in our favor. You should stop, because the same providence was in our favor when we won all the three planets. We defeated a demigod. But now the time factor, who is Kala, who is the Lord Vishnu himself, is not in our favor. So you stop. Don't and we cannot win the providence with our strength, with our power, with our mantras, with our intelligence. There is no cause, there is no way we can win this providence. So we need to respect the power of the providence. Bali understood that the Lord Vishnu is the Kal Chakra, and then this is the energy of the Lord. The time is the energy of the Lord, and nobody can beat it. In the Bhagavad Gita also 18.14 and 15, Lord Krishna says, correct, that Krishna explained that 5 causes of action. First one is a body, which is a place of action. And then Soul is our doer. Senses are instrument of actions, and when there is actions are decided, then for each action there are endeavor, which is a fourth thing. And then the fifth is a daivam means super soul, which is a providence or grantor. So Krishna confirms na nacha daivat parambalam. There is no power which is greater than his energy, daivi shakti. There is no power which is a kal chakra. So among everything, providence is a great. So we see, I mean, if I connect these dots with our Puranas, so I remember one story from Mahabharata. So in the Mahabharata also, if you see Bhishma Dev, Bhishma Dev was a great warrior. During the Mahabharata war, we know he's a grandsire of Pandava and Kaurava. So during the Mahabharata war, for first 9 days, he crushed the Pandavas' army like anything. But on the 10th day, with the arrangement of Krishna, Krishna placed Shikhandi in front of the Arjuna chariot. And as you know, Shikhandi, in his previous life, Shikhandi born as a woman and transformed to the man. But in the previous life, Shikhandi was none other than Amba, and it's related to Bhishmadev. When the ceremony, wedding ceremony, Swayamvar was happening for Amba, Ambalika, and one more sister. At that time, Bhishmadev abducted all three sisters for his stepbrother. And then at that time, Amba expressed to Bhishma Dev that she is fallen in love with the King Salva. So please leave me. Then Bhishma Dev released Amba at that time. And then when she went to Salva, Salva rejected her. That this guy has, Bhishma Dev has abducted you. Now I'm not going to accept you. Then she went back to Bhishma Dev, please accept me. But Bhishma Dev, because he take a vow of celibacy, he also could not accepted her. Then Amba, did a lot of penance and austerity and pleased the Lord Shiva. At that time, she got a benediction from Lord Shiva. She will be the cause in her next life for the end of Bhishma Dev. Presence. So she took a birth as a Shikhandi. And then when she was placed in front of the Arjuna chariot. At that time, Bhishma Dev lowered his bow down because he understood, no, this is an arrangement of providence. It's not like Bhishma Dev was scared of Shikhandi. Bhishma Dev understand because he took a vow that he is not gonna use his weapons in front of the woman. And he understood the woes of Amba also at the last life. Like she will be the cause of his death. Even though we know that Bhishma Dev has a Iksha Mrityu, he got the blessing from his father that he can choose a time and place for his death. He can choose any auspicious time. But Bhishma Dev is a great warrior, but still he understood now he need to surrender in the arrangement of the Krishna, because Krishna arranged the Shikhandi's presence. So Bhishma was not weak, if we understand, because Bhishma was not weak, but time had decided that because of the time providence, Bhishma has surrendered in front of the time. Just like Bali Maharaj in our story, he recognized the hand of providence. That's why he is calling out his followers, do not fight. There is no point of fighting. And if we have taken another example from Ramayana, Raman Ravan was also a great Brahman Pandit, and then he was a great warrior also. He has everything. He has a gold palace, golden Lanka, correct. But he did not understand the providence in his scenario. He did not understand the providence, but he continued fight. And what happened? He lost everything. He lost his brother. He lost his son. He lost the entire Lanka. He was killed by the Lord Ram. So Ravana did not understand the providence and he destroyed everything. But Bali Maharaj and Bhishmadev understand the will of the providence and they surrender to the providence. But so we need to understand, like, it does not means we should not understand this as a providence. Oh, providence is everything. Then we should not act. We are not promoting like we should not believe in the inaction. What we need to think, we have a right. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, we have a right to perform our duty, but we should never attach to the result of our actions. Don't think that we are the cause of the result. We need to act with the wholeheartedly, with the full force. We need to act, but we need not to be attached on the result. We need to surrender the result to the Krishna. and then believe in the providence that Krishna will take care of our actions and he will provide us the suitable result what we deserve. And if we won't get the result based on our desire, we should be happy. If we get the result what we desire, we should always be happy in both the situation, because Krishna Krishna has everything, correct? Krishna, Ishwasya idam sarvam, correct? Krishna owns everything. And it's Krishna desire. If we deserve something, Krishna will provide us. If we do not deserve, Krishna will not provide us. We should not be agitated by these things. But we must perform. We must perform our duties. And without attaching to the result of our actions or our work, and rest will be lying on the providence. If we take in a simple example, like if a student preparing for exam and he's think, oh, um, why to study? Let's rely on my destiny. Providence will take care of me. Definitely, the student will fail in the exam. He will fail because if it won't study, he'll fail. Similarly, if a student follow the path of the Bali Maharaj or Bhishma Dev, he understand the providence, but he will act as per the Krishna instruction given in the Bhagavad Gita. He will study hard and then he'll pray. After giving the examination, he'll pray that, whatever happen, it should happen good. I should clear the examination. And let the providence take care of it. Because if if exam comes as a tough, if exam is tough, even though he may pass, he may not pass, but Providence may open another door for him or her. So we need to not attach with the result, and we need not to be disturbed with the result of our actions. So our actions is essential, but with the detachment, feeling of detachment. So I was hearing one proverb from one of the speaker: work like everything when we are working. So work like everything depend on us. But when we complete our work, then depend like everything depends on Krishna. So during when we are doing the work, we need to depend on us, that we are working and we need to work like that. And when the work is done, in terms of result, when it comes to result, depend on the Krishna. Do not worry that we are the doer. Krishna is the ultimate doer. We just need to, with honesty, utter honesty, we need to perform our duty. So now text 25, now he's requesting, Bali Maharaj requesting demons to withdraw. Bali Maharaj ordered his soldier to stop fighting, and then go to the lower region, in the Patal Lok, go to there, and because they were overpowered by the Vishnu associate. In text 26, 27. Now, Garuda, a devotee of the Lord Vamandev, Lord Vishnu, he understood the desire of Lord Vishnu. And after the sacrifice completed, Garuda arrested the Bali Maharaj with the rope of Varuna. Now, Prabhupada explained, so there are very few words purport in these series of texts. In text 27 purport, Prabhupada explained, we need to see the tolerance and devotion of the Bali Maharaj. It was super excellent because Garuda arrested Bali Maharaj to show the entire universe the greatness of the Bali Maharaj, the quality like humility and tolerance of Bali Maharaj, the truthfulness of Bali Maharaj. So when Bali Maharaj was arrested, there was a loud roar of lamentation across all the planets, the lower and higher planet. So in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Srimad Bhagavatam, now from this story we understand that whenever we receive the favor of the Lord take away gradually everything from us. Our money, our wealth, our relatives, our friends also reject us when we are poverty stricken. And then Lord provide us a distress one after another. We have seen our founder Acharya's life when he was running the pharmaceutical business in Allahabad. At that time, his business was not doing any great. He was losing all his money because that was a Lord letters to him. You need to stop doing this and spread my name, the glory. And then Prabhupada pretty much understand this, and then he went to the Vrindavan afterwards. So, so in this shloka, Bhagavan says, Yashyayaham anugrahanami, whomever I favor, harishye tad dhanam sanhe, I will take away wealth gradually. Tato adhanam tyajate swajana. So after the wealth has been taken away, A person will be poverty stricken, our relative, our friends also leave us. And then Lord provide distress one after another. So that is the special favor of the Lord. And we not everyone will receive such favor. Only the pure devotee of Lord receive such favor. Now in text 28, now Bali Maharaj was tied with the Varuna's rope and he lost everything. His wealth, his power, his followers, and even his bodily luster. He was very dull at that time. Nasta Shriyam means he lost all his glory from his body. Yet Sukadev Goswami is telling that he is Sthita Pragna. He is a determined. He was steady minded. And his devotion was unshaken. Normally, if you think about any king or any powerful person like president or prime minister, if he lost all his power, all his opulences, all his possession, what will happen? He will be ashamed. He will feel ashamed. He might be angry or out of depression. He may take some disruptive actions. But in this case of Bali Maharaj, because he's a pure devotee of Lord Vishnu, he was unaffected because he was Sthita Prajna. He was in the he was definitely in the material world, but he was Sthita Prajna. He was maintaining his equilibrium because he lived in the Vaikuntha. He was living in the Vaikuntha because all senses are engaged in the service of the Lord, lotus feet of the Lord. So Prabhupada explained in this verse. Normally, when king become famous by his opulence, that's what we think. Everyone is when person is opulent, he become famous. All his opulences become make one person a famous. But in the case of Bali Maharaj, when all the opulences of possessions was taken away, then he become famous. His glory was chanted all over the world after losing everything because he kept his promise, his truthfulness, his devotion, and his unshaken surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord. And his real greatness is shown to the entire universe by the Lord Vamandev. So, a devotee, so what a lesson for us. Our real greatness is not when we pauses. Real greatness will show up during the adversity when everything is taken away. Because when we have everything, definitely person can be great. Or when we are prosperous, things are happening based on our desire. But when the things are not happening based on our desire, what we want, during the time of adversity, when everything is taken away from us, that's the real test. Then the real greatness comes. And that's a real example of the Bali Maharaj in this case. Uh, so in the text 29 to 31, we'll cover together. Now Vaman Dev reminded Bali Maharaj, you promised 3 steps of land, and with the 2 steps, I have covered everything. Now what you have to give me? Now show me where should I put my third step. So, and in text 32 to 34, Lord Vamandev again reminded him that according to the rules of, according to the injunctions and the rules, if a person is unable to fulfill his promise, then such person has to be shifted to the hellish planet. For some time, he need to live as a punishment. And out of pride, you have promised me that you will give me the 3 step of land, but now you are unable to keep up with your promise. So when we read this statement, at a first glance, it looks like Lord is trying to punish the Bali Maharaj after taking everything. But if we look at what the hidden truth is, the Lord is trying to glorify the qualities of the Bali Maharaj in front of whole universe. Prabhupada explained the qualities of a pure devotee here. So pure devotee, as we mentioned, he's a sthita prajna. Whatever the extremes happen in the external world, he doesn't care because all his senses are purified because his senses are engaged in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. And why that pure devotee understand this? Because Ishopanishad says everything belongs to Krishna. And steady-minded devotee understand all the opulences are Krishna property. Krishna take or give, it's his desire. And then we should not be worried about it. Let's the greatest benediction in the life of a devotee that he is getting an opportunity to serve the lotus feet of the Lord. Therefore, a devotee never truly live even though he's in the material world, he's not living the material condition of life because he lives a life in a Vaikuntha. because there is no kuntha there, because his senses are all 24 cross 7 pleased in the service of the Lord. Bali Maharaj could have said, why, Lord, why you are punishing me? Why you are giving me hell? I have given you whatever I had. I have given you all my possessions, but still you are punishing me. You are arresting me. But Bali Maharaj did not say anything like that. He did not even complain a single word. Bali Maharaj, even though he carried the order of the Lord with the utter honesty, with the humility, he was so much tolerant and to surrender to the lotus feet of the Lord. So in this way, Lord Vaman Dev demonstrate the qualification and qualities of Bali Maharaj. That is the reason why Bali Maharaj is remembered as one of the Mahajan. So the lesson for us, devotee is not tested when the situation are prosperous, are in our favor. Devotee is tested when the situations are adverse in life. I just made one small, a key takeaway uh, from our sessions. I'm not sure if my screen is visible. Um, so key takeaways from Bali Maharaj story is that providence, we need to understand the providence is always supreme. That we cannot win the providence. And then the real tolerance is nothing but a devotion. So real tolerance is a devotion. Like Lord Associate killed Garuda, bound the Bali Maharaj, but he remained tolerant. And then true fame is in the devotion, not in the positions. Because we can have so much position, but our tolerance, humility will be our true devotion. Same case in the Bali Maharaj. We need to understand one thing, that everything belongs to Krishna. All these matter, even a single atom, everywhere Krishna possesses. Everything Krishna possesses. So we need not to be worried about our material laws, because we should understand that a steady-minded person always undisturbed from the happiness and distress, because he understands these all are the situations, summers and winter, like a summer and winter, and it will come and go. So we need not to be worried about. And everything belongs to Krishna, as you understand, and pure devotee accept all the situations in his life as a Krishna's mercy. Outwardly, we see this situation that Lord sent him in the lower planet, but inwardly, we can understand Lord glorified Bali Maharaj, in the entire universe, and he's still glorified. We celebrate the appearance day of Lord Vaman. We are gonna celebrate tomorrow, and then with the Vaman Day, always the Bali Maharaj name will come. He is our one of the 12 Mahajan, and he is in the Atmanivedan, Atma Samarpan stage. So I would like to pause here, and please forgive me as your humble servant if I made any mistake. Vanchakalpa Taruviksha Kripa Sindhu Devicha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnebhyo Namo Nama Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Prabhuji. Thank you.